We managed to do some baking today after co-op. We got 2 fudge pies made, some Hello Dolly bars, and a honey bun cake. And yesterday we had friends over and I made a couple of loaves of pumpkin bread, and that's all that's left. So these things are what I'm putting in the freezer for baking, and we're exhausted. We've had a busy day, so that's all the cooking for today. Freezer cooking this morning, I have a triple batch of homemade pancake batter in this big bowl, and we've already had an exciting morning. Our refrigerator is going to have to be replaced. It froze like a dozen eggs, and our HVAC unit has frozen up, so now we've got that. So now we're just waiting on the third thing to happen, because you know what they say, things come in numbers of 3, I guess. So hopefully that won't happen, and I'm not superstitious, but just kind of got a chuckle out of that this morning. We are thankful that the weather's cool enough. We don't need the unit because the repairman can't get here until tomorrow. So I'm doing a lot of freezer cooking today, and it is going to get hot, so I'm going to have to open the windows up, but thankfully it's going to be cool enough outside to be able to manage that. So first thing I'm working on this morning, pancakes, triple batch. Here is my stack of pancakes that I just finished. I have chocolate chip, just a few pecan, and on the bottom I have all the plain. So I'm going to let these cool and then bag these up and get them in the freezer, and I'm moving on to breakfast sandwiches. Now I'm toasting off some English muffins because I'm getting ready to make homemade McMuffin sandwiches with egg, cheese, and Canadian bacon. I'm really appreciating this extra large griddle. I have 11 eggs cooking right now for our egg McMuffin sandwiches. And I'm heating up my coffee for like the 3rd time this morning. I'm getting a little sear on the Canadian bacon. I always like to do that. And you can see these chunks. That's our wonderful refrigerator that's freezing everything in it. So I'm having to put them on the griddle and heat them up so that I can separate them and kind of thaw them out and give them a little bit of a sear before I finish my English muffins. Reason number 1 billion why we need a new refrigerator. Here's my stack of breakfast muffins, English muffin, Canadian bacon, ham and cheese that are cooling, and I'm getting ready to wrap these up. Then over here I'm working on some cornbread because this is cornbread mix that I mixed up. It's just the way we make cornbread here in the South. It's just cornmeal, egg, and milk. Self-rising cornmeal, egg, and milk. And I'm going to cook up about 3 pans of this because I'm actually going to make chicken and dressing for tomorrow night to go with some pinto beans that I have in the freezer. And then I'm going to go ahead and make our dressing for Thanksgiving and freeze it while I have the time. So I'm going to be making several pans of cornbread. So I'm working on that here. And then over here, I'm frying some sausage patties. And then I just have some canned biscuits baking off in the oven because I'm going to make up a bunch of sausage and biscuits, let them cool, wrap those up and freeze those too. So when we're in a hurry, we can just pull those out and have sausage and biscuits. Here are my cheater sausage and biscuits. I just use canned biscuits, fried up the sausage patties, and then I'm going to let these cool and then package these up, wrap these up individually, and then put them in a gallon Ziploc bag, and then we'll have sausage and biscuits in the morning when we don't have time to cook but need something quick to grab before we run out the door, or if we're just having a really busy school morning. So we had 16 of these. One of them was eaten, so now we have 15. I think that's happening with a lot of our freezer cooking. You can see my big mess. It's just like an assembly line. So one of these has been eaten. I haven't counted yet to see how many of these I have total, but I'll let you know totals when I'm all finished up. Lots of the pancakes have been eaten. The girls had a pancake each this morning. My oldest son had a couple of the pecan pancakes. That's why you see some missing. And my younger son is getting ready to have a couple of pancakes as well. So I'm not sure what my totals will be with this either, but we're creating a stockpile. And my cornbread, have another cornbread mixture here ready to go in the oven and one still baking. And I'll flip it out on this plate right here when it gets done. Now I have a taco bake that I finished up. I'm going to let this cool before I put it in the freezer, and I'm going to sprinkle just a few more tortilla shells on top of this one. And then in just a few minutes, I will recap everything that I made today. It's 5:30 in the evening now. I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still going with freezer cooking. I'm also working on supper. I'll let you see. I have sweet potatoes and russets that I cubed, tossed in olive oil, and seasoned up and roasted. Then in this cast iron skillet, I have chicken cooking, and over here some bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms. So we're going to have smothered or Philly steak chicken sandwiches tonight with those potatoes. But back over here to my freezer cooking, I actually made 2 pans of dressing, and this is the leftover. This isn't going in the freezer. We're actually going to have this for supper tomorrow night. I have pinto beans in the freezer, so I'm going to pull those out to thaw. And I'm going to make a chicken and dressing casserole out of this. So I cooked up 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts in the crock pot. I'm going to shred those and top this dressing with it. I've shredded up the chicken breast, and now I'm going to add some more dressing on top of this. Cover it really well. I'm going to spread it out really good, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. There you go. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to cover this, stick this in the fridge. This is going to be supper tomorrow night. I still have some dressing left over in this bowl right here, so I think I'm just going to bag it up and freeze this. Hey y'all, it's still early this morning, so only one of my kiddos is awake. Yesterday, marathon freezer cooking session. My hair's wet. It's still wet. I just got out of the shower, getting ready to have my coffee this morning. You didn't see me in the video yesterday because I wasn't presentable after cooking. That freezer cooking session, 10 hours. I started at 9 a.m. and I did not finish up until about 7 p.m. last night. So I was exhausted. But I'm not done. Here in a little while, we have our HVAC guy. I think he's going to be coming at some point today. I'm still waiting on that phone call. And so this morning, I was just trying to take a breather. Got up really early. Got up at 6 this morning. I've gotten a shower. The kids will be getting up, moving slowly this morning a little bit. But we don't have anywhere to go. So it's been really nice because yesterday and today, we've just had a respite at home after a just ridiculously busy schedule. So that's going to change starting tomorrow. We have activities Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm trying to squeeze in all my freezer cooking today. I am going to have to make a quick trip to a local store, and we don't live anywhere near major grocery store chains, but I need some more cornmeal and I need some eggs because the refrigerator upstairs froze my eggs. And I need to pick up just a couple more items, but not many things. Supper's done. I'm pulling a bag of pintos that I have in the freezer out. And then yesterday, I showed you that chicken and dressing casserole. We're having that for supper tonight. So that's a load off. We can pull breakfast items from the freezer that I made yesterday for breakfast this morning as well, too. So I'm going to update you right now on what I made yesterday and what I plan on making today. So I wound up with 17 McMuffin breakfast sandwiches yesterday. Some of those got eaten. What was happening is I was cooking all that stuff and the kids were sampling as I was going. So we wound up with 17 Egg McMuffin sandwiches, 15 sausage and biscuits, 13 chocolate chip pancakes, 15 plain pancakes, 4 pecan pancakes, because only 2 of us like those, my older son and myself, and he ate several of the pecan pancakes yesterday. I made another bag of the cream cheese chicken chili. I didn't cook it. I just assembled it, put it in a gallon Ziploc bag, and froze it because I had not made that in a while. We had that over the weekend because I had one in the freezer from the last freezer cooking session. Everybody liked it and requested that I make more of that and stick it in the freezer, so I did that. I finished up 2 pans of dressing and the chicken and dressing casserole that didn't go in the freezer. And then I had a gallon Ziploc bag of dressing, and that dressing's probably going to be used for, well, I know some of it's going to be used for Thanksgiving. And then I made a taco bake yesterday. Now, I still have left to make another Husband's Delight because that's a family favorite. I'm going to make that. I'd like to get a friendship casserole made, but I'm not sure I'm going to get that accomplished. We'll just have to see. And then the honey bun cake, I had made a honey bun cake to go into the freezer. That didn't make it to the freezer. It made it into the mouths of some of my family members and our church family. So I really want to get another one of those made and back in the freezer too. So that's what I accomplished or have accomplished so far. And I still have a few more items left to go. So I'm going to jump off here enjoy my coffee, wait on the HVAC guy to get here, and then get started on the rest of my freezer cooking and dry my hair. I'm going to be bad this morning and make a mocha. Thought I'd share. I love this little cup. I found it at the Dollar General, I think it was last year. Reminds me of my childhood. So, I fixed a mocha for one of my littles up there. Told her, surprise, this morning. So now I'm going to make me one. You know it's going to be a long day when you're filling up a big, large, mega coffee cup. Oh well. Alright, I'm using this syrup. This is the Hershey's Simply 5 ingredients. I guess that's what it means. Yes, 5 ingredients. I checked it in the store, but I'd forgotten. Spilled some coffee. So, we've been using this. I buy organic chocolate syrup when I make it to Sprouts. That seems to be the only place that I could find it. And they have a brand there that has some really good ingredients. But this one we'll do in a rush. And no, I didn't make my own I haven't made my own chocolate syrup lately. But I have made it in the past. So, anyway, today this is going in. Going in the coffee. Alright. Now, let's add in some half and half. My coffee is organic. I buy it in bulk at Costco. It's a great price on that. Oh, I need some more half and half in there. Let me grab it. Okay. Going by color here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, we'll be extra bad. And put some whipped cream on it. And it too was frozen in our refrigerator. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Failing miserably. That's enough. And let's put a little drizzle over the top. Ooh. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, now it's time to enjoy. So I finished up with everything on my list. I did get the Husband's Delight in the freezer. So I added that to my total. And a honey bun cake. I got that made, finished that. That's now in the freezer. I'm cooking one of the pans of the chicken and dressing casserole that I made. That's in the oven now. And I also pulled some of the oatmeal cookie dough balls that I had in the freezer. I pulled those out and I baked those off. We needed to get those finished up. And so those are baked and ready for the kids to enjoy. And then I remembered that we are having a bake sale for our local library this Saturday. So, pulled out a can of pumpkin, and I'm going to make 2 more loaves of my chocolate chip pumpkin bread and donate at least one of those to the library for their bake sale that they're going to be doing over the weekend. So, anyway, that's my freezer cooking event that I finished over the last couple of vlogs. And so, winding this up, I wanted to do the friendship casserole, but I didn't have enough egg noodles. So I didn't get that done. So I'm going to be working on that in the future. And then I have some pizzas that I want to make and go ahead and prepare. I saw that on another vlog, Amy Marion's vlog that she has. She had mentioned purchasing the dollar pizza pans from, I guess, their local dollar store where she lives, or Walmart or something like that. Well, our dollar store did not have any of those. Our Walmart did, but they only had 2. So I got the last 2 that they had. So I'm going to be on the lookout for those, because anytime we have a pizza night at our house, I usually use my big extra large baking pans, and that's really equivalent to about 1.5 pizzas, maybe even 2. So really for our family, it takes about 3 12-inch pizzas to feed us. And that typically doesn't have any leftovers. So if I do 4 12-inch pizzas, that gives us leftovers, which we don't necessarily have to have leftovers. But I know I'm going to need to bake at least 2 to 3 of those every time we have a pizza night. So I want to try to get a stockpile of those pizza pans when our local Walmart gets those back in stock. So that's just on my list to pick up as I see them. We have another local Walmart that's in the opposite direction. I'm going to look at that one the next time that I'm there and see if they have some, and see if I can't build my stockpile with that as well. But I've always frozen like a quadruple batch of pizza dough, but I thought, oh wow, it would really be convenient if I could just make my own homemade frozen pizzas and just pull those out and bake those off when we have pizza night. So that's on my future freezer cooking list. I try to keep running lists, and when I think of something, I just add to it. So anyway, that is the end of this vlog, and I went over all of my totals with you guys. And today, I wasn't in the kitchen that long today. Really, I was only in the kitchen for about 2 hours, but I haven't made my pumpkin bread yet, and that process will probably take around 30 minutes and then an hour baking time. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. I didn't put any of the recipes, but if you're interested in any of the recipes, let me know, and I'll get those to you. And thanks so much for watching.